Here's something most people will never tell you. The difference between broke people and wealthy people? It's not luck. It's not talent. And it's not even hard work alone. It's mindset. And these 10 books hold the keys to changing it. But here's the catch. Broke people almost never open them. Why? Because every single one of these books challenges you. It calls out your excuses. It asks you to step up when you're used to sitting back. So today, I'm breaking down all 10, why they matter, what they teach, and why broke people avoid them like the plague. Stick with me till the end, because the last one will completely rewire how you see money, relationships, and success. 1. The Millionaire Next Door. Let's kick off with the one that exposes the biggest lie about wealth. You think millionaires live in giant houses, drive Ferraris, and wear Rolexes? Wrong. This book proves most millionaires are invisible. They buy used cars. They live below their means. They don't care about flexing, they care about freedom. The book introduces the concept of prodigious accumulator of wealth, PAW, showing how ordinary people build wealth through consistent saving and smart spending habits. The authors discovered that most millionaires are first-generation wealthy, meaning they built their fortunes from scratch. Broke people avoid this book because it forces them to confront uncomfortable truths about lifestyle choices. It punches their pride in the gut. It says, stop trying to look rich. Start acting rich. And most people aren't ready to trade their designer shoes and car payments for financial independence. The wealthy don't necessarily earn more. They spend less and save more. This requires abandoning the belief that high income equals wealth and embracing delayed gratification instead of immediate pleasure. If you're willing to look broke now, you can be rich later. The question is, are you? 2. The Richest Man in Babylon. This book is ancient, but its wisdom hasn't aged a day. It uses ancient Babylonian parables to teach money principles that remain relevant today. It teaches, pay yourself first. Save 10% of everything you earn. Invest wisely. Live on less than you make. Sounds simple, right? Too simple for most people to take seriously. Broke people avoid this book because it requires long-term thinking rather than quick fixes. It demands changing spending habits and practicing patience, which conflicts with the instant gratification mindset that keeps people broke. 3. How to win friends and influence people. Here's a secret. Your net worth is tied to your network. Carnegie's principles focus on genuine interest in others, avoiding criticism, and making people feel important. These relationship skills directly impact earning potential and financial success. Better relationships lead to better business opportunities, career advancement, and increased income. The book teaches that economic success depends more on people skills than technical knowledge. Carnegie's classic shows how mastering relationships, listening, encouraging, influencing, opens doors to promotions, partnerships, and possibilities. Broke people avoid this book because it requires a genuine effort to change interpersonal habits. It demands focusing on others' needs rather than personal problems. Many financially struggling people are so focused on their situation that they can't see how improving relationships might solve their money problems. The book requires emotional maturity and consistent practice of new behaviors. 4. Thou shalt prosper. Rabbi Daniel Lapin shatters a toxic belief that money is evil. He reframes wealth as service, your ability to create value for others. This unique book connects spiritual principles with practical wealth-building strategies. It addresses money from a moral perspective, showing how wealth creation can be a form of service to others. The book challenges negative beliefs about money and wealthy people that keep many impoverished. It emphasizes the importance of building relationships and creating value for others as the foundation of financial success. Broke people avoid this book because facing their own beliefs about money is uncomfortable. It means realizing they've been sabotaging themselves all along. And that kind of self-honesty is rare. Many financially struggling individuals hold onto limiting beliefs about money that this book directly confronts, making it emotionally difficult to read. 5. The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. John Maxwell shows how leadership directly impacts earning potential and financial success. The book outlines specific laws, such as the law of influence and the law of the lid, showing how leadership skills affect every aspect of life. Better leadership leads to promotions, business opportunities, and increased income. Leadership isn't just for executives, but for anyone who wants to improve their circumstances. Broke people avoid this book because it requires personal responsibility and developing others rather than focusing solely on self-improvement. It demands stepping up and leading, which feels risky when struggling financially. 6. Good to Great. Jim Collins reveals how great companies and great lives aren't built by accident. They're built through discipline, clarity, and doing the hard things over and over. This business classic studied companies that achieved exceptional performance over time and identified factors that separate great companies from good ones, including disciplined thinking and consistent action. The same principles that make companies great can make individuals financially successful. The book emphasizes the importance of systematic, long-term approaches over quick fixes. Broke people avoid this book because good enough feels safe. Greatness requires sacrifice, focus, and a willingness to leave comfort behind. The book focuses on building systems and making gradual improvements, which doesn't appeal to those seeking quick financial relief. 7. Built to Last. Here's the difference between success and significance. Success is achieving your goals. Significance is building systems and values that outlive you. This book examines companies that have thrived for decades, identifying the characteristics that create lasting success. The authors, Jim Collins and Jerry Porras, emphasize building strong foundations and maintaining core values while adapting to change. These principles apply to personal finance and business, showing how to build lasting wealth rather than seeking quick fixes. Broke people avoid this book because it focuses on building systems rather than immediate results. It requires thinking about long-term financial health rather than quick fixes to current problems. 8. Who Moved My Cheese? This quick read is all about change. When the world shifts, you either adapt or get left behind. Financial success requires flexibility. The book's core message emphasizes anticipating and adapting to change rather than resisting it. Those who adapt to economic changes and new opportunities thrive in the financial world, while others struggle. The book teaches that success comes from embracing change and looking for new opportunities. Broke People Avoid this book by Dr. Spencer Johnson because it requires leaving comfort zones and embracing uncertainty. When struggling financially, change feels risky and threatening. The book demands accepting that current strategies aren't working and trying new approaches, which can be frightening when resources are limited. 9. Love and Respect. Money problems often start as relationship problems. Healthy communication and mutual respect create stable homes and stable financial futures. This book by Dr. Emerson Eggerichs shows how relationship conflicts, particularly about money, create stress and poor financial decisions. Its core principle of the crazy cycle in relationships demonstrates how misunderstanding leads to destructive patterns. Strong relationships provide stability for long-term financial planning and success. Broke people avoid this book because fixing relationships means humility. It means admitting fault, and pride keeps many stuck. 10. Unreasonable Hospitality. This one's about generosity. Over-delivering in business and in life creates opportunities you can't imagine. People remember when you give more than expected. This book by Will Guidara demonstrates how small gestures create significant returns and extraordinary service leads to business opportunities and referrals. Broke people avoid this book because it requires giving more than you receive initially, which seems counterintuitive when struggling financially. It requires faith that generous behavior will eventually lead to monetary rewards. These 10 books aren't easy reads. They'll challenge your beliefs, your habits, your excuses, and that's why most people never open them. But if you want to escape the cycle of being broke, you can't do what broke people do. Here's your mission. Pick one book. Read one chapter. Apply one idea. Then come back and tell me in the comments which book you chose and what it taught you. Because remember this, comfort keeps you broke. Change makes you wealthy. Which one are you choosing?